KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. And brought to you by Matson and the Adahi Tanu program. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads up, Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Right now on Primetime, airport firefighters file a lawsuit. Plus, local veterans tonight are not happy with the congressman's last-minute town hall meeting. And we'll bring you the very latest in the case against former Guam Police Department officer Mark Torrey Jr. Half a day, everybody, and good evening, especially if you're streaming us on Facebook right now, because firefighters are our top story, are used to putting their lives on the line when they respond to island emergencies. But this time, it's a different battle, one that's leading them to federal court. Our top story is with Sabrina Salas-Matanani.
More than 20 firefighters, former and current, have joined together to file a class action complaint in the District Court of Guam involving their exposure to PFAS chemicals, also known as the forever toxins. Raymond Uggan, Johnny Arceo, Benny Bazo, William Castro, David Cepeda, Gregorio Cruz, Michael Casito, Francisco Duenas, Delfino Garcia, Steve Hagan, Alfred Ignacio, James Linnell, Mark Merfallen, Andrew Mesa, Van Muir, Rudy Paco, Vicente Perez, Michael Roberto, Randy Sablon, Luis Santos, Ray Tidegui, Edward Terlahi, and Anthony Kineni are seeking medical monitoring and monetary damages resulting from the exposure to what's called aqueous film-forming foams, or AFFF. The foam contains the toxic chemicals we've heard in the headlines recently, PFAS, or the forever toxins. Since the foam's creation, it's been sold to military and industrial facilities, airports, firefighting training facilities, and fire departments in Guam and elsewhere. The foam containing the toxins are used by firefighters to battle fires involving fuels, such as petroleum and other flammable liquids. Exposure can lead to significant adverse health effects such as kidney cancer, testicular cancer, high cholesterol, thyroid disease, ulcerative colitis, and pregnancy-induced hypertension. According to the class action complaint, the plaintiffs represent numerous firefighters who handled, trained, and otherwise used the foam containing the forever toxins at Andersen Air Force Base, Naval Base Guam, and the Guam International Airport. Representing the class is attorney Michael Berman. Named as defendants are the manufacturers who made the aqueous film-forming foams. Last month, the AG's office and his legal team filed a separate lawsuit for the exposure and contamination the forever toxins caused on island. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani.
Elsewhere tonight, local veterans are not too happy about Congressman Michael Sinicholas's planned town hall meeting, which goes down tomorrow night. Chris Barnett has perspective on this story.
Representatives from different veterans organizations saying too little, too late, criticizing Congressman Michael Sinicholas's Veterans Town Hall, which will feature House Veterans Affairs Committee Chair Mark Takano and other unspecified committee members. Brian Miranda, the commander of VFW Post 2197 and the head of the Guam Veterans Commission, said local vets are only now getting word about the town hall, which happens tomorrow night.
I got my invite in email from the congressman this morning. I'm sure that it was planned over a month ago, but a little more notice would have been appreciated.
Tom Devlin of the Military Order of the Purple Heart is also the legislature's veteran advocate, and he says vets are concerned about the meeting only being 90 minutes long and the limited amount of seating at the town hall venue, Government House in Agana Heights. St. Nicholas in a Facebook post describing the seating arrangement for the town hall as first come, first serve.
First come, first serve. What does that mean? Will they be able to ask questions, or will they have to give questions to a moderator? An hour and a half. It'd probably take you a half hour to sit everybody down, another half hour to introduce everybody.
I think they could have done better and got a bigger area. I mean, there's a perfect place over at the Guam National Guard. Plenty of room there.
Nick Francisco of the Military Order of the Purple Heart tells KUAM the CODEL flying out to Guam for a 90-minute meeting is a waste of time.
Why they come out here and they cannot give us their time? Why they come out here and say we're only an hour and a half for all the veterans concerned?
The veterans also took issue with San Nicolas promoting Guam's town hall strictly on Facebook. We asked Miranda if a Facebook post was adequate enough to tell vets about the meeting.
No, it's not.
Barry Mead is in several veterans organizations. He tells us San Nicolas asked him to co-host the town hall meeting and asked him to use veterans groups to solicit food donations for a post-meeting dinner. Mead showed KUAM Facebook messages between him and the congressman. When Mead told San Nicolas it wouldn't be that easy to pull off a full supper spread, Mead was told he was no longer needed as a co-host. Veterans' frustration isn't just about this meeting, Mead says. Part of the problem is that Congressman San Nicolas got rid of a Veterans Council that served as an advisory board for former Congresswoman Madeline Berdallo, and that has led to a disconnect between the delegate and local veterans, according to Mead.
When Congressman San Nicolas came into office, he disbanded that council with a comment that he would meet with various veterans organizations every 3 months. A certain group in one quarter, and a certain group in another quarter, and a certain group in another quarter. We're 3 quarters into that, and there's been no meetings.
The new congressman doesn't want one. So, that's up to him if he doesn't think it's worth his time.
We asked Miranda what interaction, if any, San Nicolas or his staff has had with the Veterans Commission in 2019.
Well, none. They called to get information. I asked them to show up to the Guam Veterans Commission, and nobody showed up.
Congressman Nicolas, we haven't even met one time since he got in office.
Miranda, meanwhile, says he thinks he knows why it's an off year for veterans.
I understand right now it's not election year. They'll be coming out of the woodworks next year, but that's going to be a little too late.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
The town hall is at Government House tomorrow at 5:30. Seating is first come, first serve. Well, another news tonight, high school students involved in a pair of riots have been disciplined. Adriana Cotero has more.
At this point, I don't recall specifically. I know that at the end of the day, we're probably going to have around 20.
About 20 students in total were suspended from Guam Department of Education public high schools after being involved in the 2 riots that broke out last month. The first incident was at John F. Kennedy High School, and shortly after, the second at Teason High School. While 13 students have already been expelled, GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez said that the administrators are still working with the Disciplinary Advisory Committee to further process necessary discipline actions.
And as the committee makes recommendations, it'll come to my desk. But I know there'll probably be around 20 students who are affected, and we'll know probably within the next week. It's a hard decision to make, but it's very important that we send a strong message that we don't tolerate violence on campus, and we have an obligation to keep our students, our faculty, and our staff safe while they're on campus.
Both incidents were a result of alcohol consumption amongst the minors.
We're learning that kids are bringing bottled drinks, and I'm not talking about the hydro flask. That's a different story. It seems to be happening in those clear bottled water or the King car or the things that you could buy at your mom and pop store, and accessing cheap vodka and pouring them into the drinks and then bringing those onto campus.
In order to prevent this from happening on school grounds, Fernandez said there are talks on whether to ban the bottled drinks or to speak directly with the stores, and they plan to work with behavioral health to expand substance abuse intervention. As for the students that have been expelled, GDOE believed that securing their education is something to be addressed by the entire community.
We don't teach kids to fight, we don't teach kids to do all these things, but it's out there in the community, and therefore we need our community partners to work with us to figure out what is the right solution for this minority of kids who are not succeeding and who are putting themselves and others in harm's way.
This has sparked a conversation amongst GDOE and potential partners for an alternative program for the expelled students. Fernandez says discussions are underway. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Well, the 18-year-old Teason High student that was charged with criminal mischief and alcoholic consumption charges reappeared in court. 18-year-old Sarson Robert was released from custody today without having to post bail. Robert's attorney filed a motion for bail hearing. However, a judge granted his release with the condition he stay away from the school and consumption of alcohol. The government requested for the addition of a curfew, and the court dismissed it. Since the defendant was in custody for his arrest, it was stated he received a violation for missing a court appearance on another case. He was on pretrial release for burglary to a motor vehicle and attempted theft as a misdemeanor for arrest in Dedido last May. His return date is the 14th of November. Well, the District Court of Guam issued a summons for drug defendant Leighton Borja. He was sentenced in 2008 for 151 months of imprisonment, followed by 3 years of release. Last January, Borja's supervised release term began with the condition that he not commit another federal, state, or local crime. In August of this year, he was arrested for possession of drugs. District Court documents state that the petition is a violation of his mandatory release terms. Well, in other news, Mark Torrey Jr. has asserted his right to a speedy trial. His attorney filed a statement in court today, as according to the document, a trial must commence in 45 days of the arraignment. This followed the court granting 2 motions in the case. 2 years ago, the court found that the former GPD officer guilty of negligent homicide is a lesser included offense of manslaughter for the 2015 shooting of fellow cop Bert Piolo. The Supreme Court vacated the convictions, as last week the court amended Torrey's indictment to include negligent homicide. His release conditions were also modified. He was ordered to remain on house arrest, but bail was reduced to $10,000. He returns to court on the 24th. A 16-year-old male struck his stepfather with a machete in Dedido last night and has been taken into custody. Officers from the Dedido precinct responded to the aggravated assault, as GPD tells us that preliminary police reports suggested a verbal argument occurred between stepfather and son. During the dispute, the son then struck the victim. Medics responded to a stabbing report of a male in his 30s at about 7:30. According to GFD, the incident was along Wistig Road and the individual was conscious and responsive. The team was apprehended and charged with aggravated assault and was confined at DYA. The case has been forwarded to the Attorney General's office. Glenn Santos has been sentenced to 2 decades in prison, as back in May a jury found him guilty of raping a teen girl in 2018. The assistant AG pushed for a 30-year maximum sentence, but the defense argued for 10 years. Ultimately, it was ruled each conviction would run concurrent and sentenced to 20 years. Following time served, he was ordered 3 years of parole and to stay away from the victim. Well, all that's left is voting as senators wrap up session tomorrow. They're expected to decide on Senator Joe San Augustine's plan to raise the minimum wage to $9.25 in 50-cent increments over the next 2 years. Also up for a vote is Sabina Perez's bill giving the EPA more flexibility in policing solid waste removal by adopting the policies for the Recycling Revolving Fund. Meanwhile, a bill that was expected to be debated was passed until next week. You can find more on KUAM.com on this story. Well, Senator spent most of today's session in other news in passionate discussion of Senator Talina Nelson's resolution urging the governor to seek a pause for the construction of the live fire training range at Anderson's Northwest Field. The 10-page document lays out these reasons ranging from cultural, historical, and environmental impacts.
This is not about the military buildup. This is about preserving the habitat of our island. Because now, as future generations rise up, we understand the difference. We have the resources to educate ourselves so that we can ask for this equitable relationship.
All right, we are going to take a break, but please stay tuned. There's more after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
At the mall, as you enjoy your shopping, dining, or entertainment, you could also win 3 great cars from Atkins Kroll and thousands of prizes in Micronesia Mall's Cars, Prizes, and Getaways game. Present your mall receipts and have a chance to win the renowned performance Chevrolet Camaro, the unapologetic rugged Toyota 4Runner, or the head-turning Lexus ES 350 Luxury. Getaways to Manila, courtesy of Philippine Airlines, plus prizes from Foot Locker and Burger King. The more you shop, the more chance to win in Micronesia Mall's Cars, Prizes, and Getaways game.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Welcome to the Guam Brewery Tap House, where Guam's freshest craft beer and delicious foods are always served with a holiday spirit. Where our locally made beers pair well with great conversation. Where you can enjoy a taste of Guam with your favorite people. The Guam Brewery Tap House is a must-do experience for everyone. Hang out with us in the heart of Tumon. Open daily Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and weekends, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Public Works got about $14 million with which to spend to improve local roadways. DPW's Vince Ariola said they held a required meeting last night, letting the community know what is in the plans to make your ride smoother.
Our priority is making sure the roads are safe, making sure they handle the traffic so the roads are effective, and they're a benefit to the community.
Project is the reconstructing and repaving of Chalam San Antonio, starting at the ITC building intersection to the roundabout and east to the Hilton in Tumon. Ariola says they've tried to award the work before, but they've had trouble finding bidders. He says the lack of skilled workers has been problematic.
I think a lot of the projects inside the fence for the military buildup are taking up a lot of the contractors here as well, you know, even as subs. Let's face it, the contracts inside there are what? They're at the $50 million, $100 million level, right? This one here is 14.
Other work calls for the resurfacing of Marine Corps Drive from Camp Watkins Road intersection to Airport Road in Tamuning. DPW is also targeting repairs of southern bridges, traffic signal upgrades, and road restriping. Well, currently underway over at Carbolito Elementary School is the second in a series of dengue informational briefings. An expert panel will be present to address any questions or concerns to the community. To date, there remain 8 confirmed cases of locally acquired dengue and 4 confirmed cases of imported dengue. On Tuesday, DPW and the Dido Mayor's Office completed cleanup efforts along Swamp Road. The cleanup was an aggressive effort to eliminate potential mosquito breeding sites. Effective Wednesday, the CLTC, in partnership with the Guam EPA, will be enforcing stronger surveillance and issue citations to those dumping illegally. The last briefing is on the 8th down south at Manila Elementary School at sundown. Elsewhere, the governor's chief economic advisor says the administration is inching closer to a possible Guam-only visa waiver for Philippine visitors. Speaking before Rotarians today, former Governor Carl Gutierrez says he was dispatched to Manila, during which time he sought official government support that Guam could then present to Washington. Gutierrez says he enlisted the help of Philippine Senator and boxing icon Manny Pacquiao and popular Congressman Rufus Rodriguez.
And they both signed off on it, and they're both waiting for me to give input to do a joint resolution for the Congress of the Philippines, and as well as the Governors League and the Vice Governors League in the Philippines. They want to support from here. That was the governor's strategy.
Governor says he's gotten word that Trump administration officials may be setting up a meeting with the president and Pacquiao alike as soon as a month from now so that they may discuss the visa waiver issue.
Two houses over here. People in the White House asking me to bring him. So this is where we're hopeful that we have enough traction to be able to bring in Filipinos visa-free.
If the Guam-only visa waiver is approved for Filipinos, he estimates the visitor numbers will jump from 20,000 a year to more than 5 times that number. Well, there is good news for Guam Regional Transit Authority as the agency has been awarded almost $4 million from the Federal Transit Administration. The grant goes towards several agency projects, including procuring ADA-compliant buses, construction of their maintenance and administration facilities, the one-call dispatch center, and paratransit services. Executive Manager Celestine Babauta says the grant enables the agency to continue to provide transit services for the people of the island. To education news, a more than $31 million fiscal year 2019 consolidated grant from the feds has been awarded to the Guam Department of Education to supplement services the system provides within public, charter, private, and nonprofit schools. GDOE says it's an annual grant that they apply for, and over the next couple of days, there is a workshop being held at the Sheraton for school administrators to ensure accountability and direction of the funds. Here's GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez with more on the influx of federal capital.
Given our budget situation here on island, our local budget, given the constraints and all the pressures and challenges that we face, it's very important to maintain the federal support And we've watched over the last couple of years that there's been threats to cutting education and cutting the budget, the federal budget. And we've always been and anxious about seeing less federal support at the same time that we're going through these budgetary challenges. So we're grateful that the number's at $31 million. I mean, that's a good news.
Fernandez says the money will go towards a number of programs that support safer schools, tech necessities, and workforce development. The Implementation and Accountability Workshop concludes tomorrow. Well, unfortunate news tonight if you are a fan of water athletics. The Agana pool is closed again, and this time indefinitely. According to Parks and Rec, it was closed due to an underperforming filtration system. Maintenance is currently underway to ensure the safety of pool patrons and guests. Patrons are encouraged to use the Dedido pool right up the street from us here in Harmon. The Agana pool was shut down temporarily in September after reopening this past April. Prior to that, it had been closed for 5 months. Well, Dave Delgado is psyched and ready to bring you tonight in Island Sports. He's up next.
Half a day, hungry drivers. Are you spending more time on the road? Shell has teamed up with Wendys so you can buy fuel and eat free. Just fuel up 7 gallons at any Shell station and get a coupon for a Wendys cheeseburger or chicken nuggets. Or use 2 coupons to redeem a Wendys cheeseburger meal with fries and a drink. Fuel up at Shell today because this deal won't last long. Quality service, fuel and food from Shell and Wendys.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha. In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha. Yes!
Turn up summer with Minute Maid slushies, only at McDonald's. Enjoy 3 refreshingly chill flavors, new sweet peach, blue raspberry, and fruit punch, while summer lasts.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Special Olympics Guam has partnered with the Guam Badminton Federation to prepare 20 athletes for upcoming competition. The badminton exhibition is scheduled for October 12th and 13th at JFK High School. Check it out. Special Olympics Guam athletes will have a total of 8 weeks of training under their belt when they hit the court on October 12th at JFK. Members of the Guam Badminton Federation, volunteers, and coaches have assisted with the training sessions held at the Guam Sports Complex. The athletes train 2 hours a day on Mondays and Wednesdays under the guidance of Coach Ian Pentanaves, who recently arrived on island from the Philippines. The badminton exhibition will start at 8 in the morning on October 12th with the opening ceremonies, followed by the exhibition. There will be skill challenges, singles, doubles, and mixed matches. Players representing the Guam Badminton Federation, Northern Marianas, and the Philippines will also be competing on the same day of the event, with the finals from their matches being played on Sunday, October 14th. Admission is free to watch, and the community is invited to come out and support the athletes, be part of the revolution for inclusion. Badminton will be one of the many unified sporting events held throughout the year. Thanks to the Department of Parks and Rec, DOE, families, supporters, coaches, volunteers, and the numerous sponsors who have helped out. Check out Special Olympics Guam on Facebook for more info. The Academy of Our Lady of Guam's first annual President's Cup golf tournament will be held on Saturday, October 12th at the Telefofo Onward Golf Resort. The format is 2-person scramble select shot. Showtime is at 11 in the morning with shotgun time scheduled for 12. Hole-in-one prizes include $5,000, $10,000, and of course some brand new vehicles from Triple J and Auto Spot. Golfers can register at Goody Sporting Goods or log on to aolg.edu.gu. The Guam Senior Bowlers Association Senior Tournament crowned a two-time winner for the second month in a row as association president and defending GSBA champion John Salas matched vice president Rick Torres' 2 titles by beating second seed Nick Gutierrez in 2 straight games. Salas took the first game 190-87 and won the second game 217-209 to take the September crown.
It is the spirit within us, our soul, our essence that drives us to seek a better way, to create beauty and enrich the senses, to inspire fulfilling lives, to be at one with our earth and protect those who we love. Only by taking on challenges do we change the world for the better.
Launch your journey to success today. Want to grow your business? Start a new venture? Or stay ahead of the competition? You can. With smart business solutions tailored to your specific needs and ambitions, you can achieve your goals. You can stay connected to your customers and your teams with DoCoMo Pacific's best-in-class network coverage. You can increase productivity, collaborate anywhere and anytime, powered by innovative platforms. You can be confident knowing that you have a dedicated team to provide premium support for all your needs. With us by your side, you can do it all. Find out more at DoCoMoPacific.com/business. DoCoMo Pacific Business, delivering your future today.
All right, rock and roll, everybody. Here are tonight's birthday shoutouts. Hey, everybody. Chris Somera tops off our birthday list today. Happy birthday from your DRT family. Happy birthday to Daddy, otherwise known as Gene Mendiola. Also, to our honey. We wish you the best birthday ever. We love you so much. Say Gavin, Gage, Sienna, Zaya, and Lanny. John Guerrero has a birthday today, so from all of us and all of your friends and family out there, happy birthday to you. Tessie Noreen Cruz also blows out the candles today, as does Nina Jamaid. Happy birthday, Nina. With love, Liana May, Lion C, and Eden. Happy birthday, one and all. If you or know someone you know and love want to be in the club, just go to KUAM.com and hit the birthday link, and they are certainly in. Well, as we say in my home village of Dedido, that's it, pants it. We are out of time. Stay tuned. Breeze up next. Good night.
In the Mix is presented by Eat Street Grill. Visit Eat Street Grill at the